Alright, here we go with my look at the Thundercats Classic Tygra figure. Now this guy here is basically part of the new version of the Thundercats, the new toy line that's currently out right now. This guy, however, is based off the old school 80s version, so hence, the classic name there in the title. This guy here is in the 8-inch size class, so it's probably the largest of the current Thundercats figures that you can get right now. And speaking of size, let's just bring in the current Lion-O figure, and this here is the 6-inch version. So yeah, he's a good bit taller than that version of Lion-O there. Just kind of pan down there so you can kind of get a better sense of the overall size. So that's what you're dealing with there. So it's a pretty good size figure, and I think this guy, I got him at Toys R Us. I haven't seen him at Walmart. I think the only place I've seen him at is Toys R Us so far. I think he was like 19 bucks, so tax it's a little over 20 or 20 something. Might even have been 22 or something like that. But so it's probably, obviously it's going to be the most expensive of the current figures of from the Thundercats line right now. Anyways, enough rambling about that. And I'm going to throw Lion-O out of the way there. And let's get started here looking at Tygra now. And I'm just going to kind of scoot him forward a little bit. And let's pan in here and just look at him up close. So that's Tygra. Obviously it's the old 80s version of Tygra, the original version of him. And I think they did a real good job with the head here. The way it's sculpted and the paint detail looks very cartoon accurate to the old Thundercats cartoon series. So pretty good looking version of them there. And let's just kind of pan on down, look at the rest of the detail on him. It looks like what you remember the old version of Tygra to look like. There he's got his claw feet. And let's go back up. Let's just go out a little bit here and just kind of flip him around here in the back. Pretty straightforward there. So that's pretty much what the detail looks like on this guy. The articulation on this guy's pretty good. I think they actually increased the articulation on this version of him compared to the original 80s version of Tygra. I don't remember those toys really having a whole lot of articulation, although they could have had the same level, but I think this has a little bit more. But I think overall it's a nice looking figure. And before we get into the articulation, let's just talk about the accessories now. It doesn't really come with a lot of accessories. Really the only thing it comes with is his whip here, which, get it out of the way here, and we'll kind of talk about that. I like the way they did the whip here, and there he goes falling over. It's the second figure that I've had that's fallen over here on me during one of my reviews, but let's kind of just set him there. And let's just get him out of the way. Anyways, so here's the whip. And like I was saying, I like the way they did this whip here. Basically, you can do the extended version here or the retracted version, which is kind of a nice little touch. And the way they did that is they just have this part here, can detach like so. So you can have the super extended version like that. Or it comes with this smaller version here, which is the retracted version, which is a nice little touch. And the little balls here at the end are removable, so you can pop those off. And I guess if you want to, you could take this end here and stick it on here, so you can have a not so long version of his whip. And it is flexible. It doesn't really hold position though. It's just soft rubber basically. So you can do that, or you can just set this to the side and just have them hold the fully retracted version of his little whip here, and that just pops right back into his hand like so. So you can have him hold it there. I do wish though that maybe they had a way to store it here on his back, because if I remember correctly in the cartoon, he always have it kind of stored back here on his back, I think, or maybe even on the side. I think they should have maybe had some way where it could peg in here. That would have been a nice little touch. And then the only other real accessory he has, which is a little disappointing, is he has a different hand here, and you can pop this one off. You know, you can swap these guys out here. So this one basically just has an open hand here, and then you got the more closed hand here for holding the whip. So that's pretty much the only accessories that this guy has. I'm not sure what else they could have gave him, but maybe something else would have been nice considering the price on this guy. And like we were saying, the articulation is fairly decent for this guy here. And let's kind of run through that. The head here can rotate around like that, and it can go up and down like that. The shoulders here like that, you can rotate them around. Now he has a little shoulder guard here which kind of hampers the movement of his left arm here, but the right arm, you can see it can go all the way around. It's pretty free, not restricted. There's bicep swivel here like that, bend at the elbows obviously, and the wrists can rotate around and kind of pivot up and down. Let's see here, where's that little joint? There's a little joint like that. The thing I find lacking on this guy is there's no waist rotation, which I think is really a shame. All you can do is go up and down with his waist. I don't know why they couldn't have made it where you could rotate the waist. You know, it doesn't feel like it can rotate, so that's, you know, a little bit of a negative to this guy here. And the body here is kind of like a hard plastic. The hands are a little more softer. The hips here can go around like so, in and out. You get some upper thigh swivel here, and knees are double jointed. Feet bend like so. And these parts here are probably a little weak. That's why you probably saw him fall down earlier. So you just got to kind of get him to stand right, and you know, he should be okay after that. It stands well. That's about the only time it's really fallen on me. Of course, when I'm doing the video, it decides to fall. But anyways, that's pretty much the figure there and all his accessories. And real briefly, let's just kind of go out here. This is, you know, the packaging for this guy here. Just kind of show it off there. Thundercats Classic. So pretty slim little package here. It says here, like on the other ones, 18 points of articulation. And then on the back, shows, you know, some of the other figures you can get. Kind of the same layout as the packaging that I showed off on the review that I did for Lino, the 6-inch version of Lino. And just, you know, shows the figure off there and some of the accessories. So that's what it looks like, the packaging. And, you know, so if you see this guy on a shelf, that's what to look for. But overall, I'd say it's a good figure to have. I say definitely it's more of a nostalgic thing. You know, it's based off the original 80s design. It has more articulation, I'm almost positive of it, than the original one. The price though is a little steep, especially for what you're getting. You're not getting a lot in the way of accessories. Yeah, you're getting some, you know, good level of articulation, but at the same time, it's a little lacking overall. It's still good. I'd say it's worth getting, but it's, you know, if you want to spend the money, you know, have at it. I think maybe they could have lowered the price a little bit, you know, maybe $18, $15, you know, the lowest, but for 20 something bucks, it's a little pricey. That's just me though, but I think it is worth getting at the end of the day. So if you like this guy, get it. If you're definitely into the, you know, classic Thundercats figures, if you don't really like the new design that they're doing of the new show, this is probably one to pick up. Obviously, like you saw in the package there, they have the classic Lino, so you might want to get those too. I'm not sure if they're going to be releasing the other Thundercats in a classic version. I hope they do. That'd be nice to have, especially for those of us like me who never got a chance to get the old ones when we were kids. This is kind of a way to, you know, kind of do that now. So yeah, I recommend this guy. Go out and get him. It's a pretty good figure. And with that, I'll wrap it up with my look at the Thundercats Classic Tygra.